Okay, so we're not going to do 3.3 now. We're going to take a look at the 3.3 a bit later when we finish factoring. So, what we're going to be doing today is 3.4. So it is 3.4. This is common factoring. Now, for the common factoring, there's only one thing that you need to remember, which is GCF. I believe everyone knows what this means. It is greatest common factor. And also, I believe everyone knows what this is. This is basically the biggest number that divides every single term in your expression. So let's take a look at example 1, well, which is monomial common factor. So monomial common factor, I'm going to just put the acronym for that. And we have A, 12b to the power of 4 plus 18b squared. So the first thing you have to do is look at the numbers, 12 and 18. So look at the coefficients and find the biggest number that divides both. Okay. So start from 1. 1 divides both, 2 divides both, 3 divides both, 4 doesn't divide 18, 5 divides, well, nothing, 6 divides both. So 7 doesn't divide, 8 doesn't divide, and so on and so. The common factor for this will be 6. The greatest common for 12 and 18 is 6. Now for the b squared and b to the power of 4, now when you're dealing with the variables with the exponent, always the greatest common factor is the same base with the least exponent, which is 2 in this case. So then all we have to do is put the brackets once you find the greatest common factor. Put the brackets, and all you need to do is divide each term by the greatest common factor. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. B to the power of 4 divided by b squared is b squared. Now positive 18 divided by 6 is positive 3. And then b squared divided by b squared is just 1, so we don't have to write anything. So this is our product. Okay. Now, just for the small side note, remember if it is b squared divided by b to the power of 4 divided by b squared is simply b to the power of 4 minus 2 in the exponent part. Okay. Remember that we talked about it in the first lesson. So that's why it is b squared in the brackets up there. Okay. Now for b, we have more terms here. We have 2ax plus 10ay minus 8az. So we have three things. Doesn't really matter how many terms you have. It's all about individual, let's say, component of each term. Okay. So we have coefficient, coefficient, and coefficient. 2, 10, and negative 8. What is the greatest common factor? Well, think very carefully. This is 2. So we're done with the numbers. We have A, and A. So we write A and look at the lowest power of the A. Well, it's all the same here. It is 1. So I'm not going to write anything. Now, this one has X. This one doesn't have X. It only has Y and only has Z. So we cannot factor X out since these two doesn't have X. We cannot factor Y out since these two don't have Y, and same thing goes for Z. So our greatest common factor is done. So we just put the brackets. Then all you need to do is divide each term by your GCF. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, not going to write anything. A divided by A is also 1, not going to divide anything. So all that left is X. Positive 10 divided by 2 is positive 5. A divided by A is 1, so I'm not going to write. So whatever that is left is Y. Same thing goes the last one. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. A divided by A is just nothing, well, 1, so not writing anything. Z is alone, so Z. This is what we have. Okay. Now, C, what I want you to do is pause. Okay. Pause the video and do it on your own and see whether you get this one correct. Pause. Done. So we have C as a squared minus 6a minus 15. Same thing goes. 2, 6, and 15. Do I have any common number? Well, 2 doesn't divide the 15, so 2 is not part of it. 3 doesn't divide the 2. 4 doesn't divide anything, so the number is now bigger than the smallest coefficient, which is 2. So there is no perfect square. Well, sorry, the common factor of 2, 6, and 15. So there's no number coming out of it. Now, then take a look at a squared, a, and 15. A squared has a has a, but 15 doesn't have a. So a cannot even come out. So your answer to this will be simply 2a squared minus 6a minus 15, since there's nothing to take outside. Okay. Now then let's go to the binomial section. Okay, so it says binomial common factor. So to factor a polynomial with a common binomial factor, think of the binomial as 1. What it means is this, and this is very important for later lessons. Okay, so make sure you understand this. Okay, so this is now a binomial common factor. Example A, we have 3x y minus z minus 2 y minus z. Okay, now we have 3x times y minus z, negative 2 times y minus z. What is the common thing here? Hopefully you noticed it. 3x is not the same as negative 2, right? There is no common thing between 3 and 2 either. There is no x's here. But we have y minus z, y minus z. So take that one outside. Y minus z. This is going to be a bit confusing, so you have to do really careful steps here. And then whatever that I have left is these two. So the idea is the whole thing divided by this. These two will be cancelled out. So all I have left is 3x. Same thing goes for this. The whole thing divided by this is negative 2. So negative 2. Hopefully you have noticed it here a bit. See here, these two are the common, so I just take it outside, and whatever that is left form another brackets. Okay, let's do B. Hopefully you get a clear idea with this one. So I have 7 a plus b minus 2x a plus b. So take a look at each component. We have 7 and 2. There's no common number of it. We don't have x, whereas x is here, so x is not going to be a common factor. Whereas we have a plus b, we have a plus b. Okay, consider that as just one big chunk. So since they're the same, they're going to be outside alone, and whatever that is left inside will be just combined together in another brackets. Okay, let's take a look at C. Okay, I'm going to do this with you. Oh, I don't know why it's so bright. So I'm going to do, C with you. So the C is 2x 3m minus 5 minus 3 5 minus 3m. Now this is a bit challenging. Okay, this is a bit challenging. Why? Take a look. I have 2x 3m minus 5 minus 3 5 minus 3m. There is no common factor, it looks like. However, we can make something so that they look somehow the same way. So let's take a look. We have 2x 3m minus 5. Now take a look at inside of the brackets. Okay, as you probably can see already, I have 3m minus 5. I have 5 minus 3m. Now I'll put the small note here that if I put 5 minus 3m, and then if I multiply both of it by negative 1, so multiply this by negative 1, this is simply 3m minus 5, don't you think? In other words, if if I have negative sign outside of 5 minus 3m, this is 3m minus 5. So using the same analogy, I can change it as, put the negative sign outside, 3m minus 5, this becomes negative 3m plus 5, which is 5 minus 3m. So this basically means that this can change to negative 3, now negative 3m minus 5. Okay, I'm going to make a small box here. So what I can do here is very simple. 2x, 3m minus 5. Now I have negative here. Now this negative will be compositive with this negative, so make sure you follow this very carefully. Now once you complete that, we have 3m minus 5, 3m minus 5 as the common, 3m minus 5. And whatever that is left is 2x plus 3. Okay, so this could have been a bit confusing. Okay, so let's do d over here again. Okay, so d. Now for d, we have 5x, 7 minus y, plus 4y minus 7. Simpler way to put is this. Do I have the same terms? Yes, I do. Do I have somewhat switched the signs? Yes, I do. So then give it a try. So 5x, 7 minus y. Now, I'm not going to leave or write anything here for now. I'll just write 4 and the brackets. See here, 7 and y and 7, they are switched. So all you can do is switch as 7 minus y and change the sign outside to the opposite. So positive becomes negative. Okay. Now this then is, so the common term is 7 minus y, 7 minus y, and then 5x minus 4. That's the factoring for now. Okay. So make sure you do know how to do this. Okay, if you have a space, write a small comment here or an example. So let's say 2x and then 1 minus x minus 3x minus 1. Okay, put it somewhere in the empty space and let's see whether you can do this on your own. So I want you to pause the video. Okay, pause the video and give it a try. Now we're going to continue on in a bit. Okay, so I believe you paused it and then give it a try. So same thing, we have 2x, but 3 has nothing to do with the 2x. However, we have 1 minus x with x minus 1. So as you can notice it, they are the same terms, 1 and x and 1, but their location or the place is opposite of each other. So I will leave the first one as it is. Now I will leave the sign here blank for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these two locations so that it becomes the same as the first one. So 1 minus x, then the outside sign becomes 2, the opposite of the original, which is now a positive. So then I have the brackets the same, so 1 minus x, and then whatever the left over will come inside of another brackets. Okay, if you have this, you're on the right track. Now let's move on to factoring by grouping. Okay, so we are now on factoring by grouping. Okay, so the factoring by grouping, it says to factor a polynomial by grouping, group pairs of terms with a common factor. Factor by grouping is the next one. So when you are doing this, it is better for you to find the common factors of two terms, or sometimes three terms, but for now, two terms instantly. Okay, you should be able to do it by the end of this lesson. So we have ax minus by plus xb minus ya. Now, probably some of you can notice that, oh, this term has the same x term as this, and this minus by has the same y as these two. So you need to rearrange them so that they are together. Okay, so I have ax plus xb. Remember, the sign moves along with the term, and then minus by minus ya. Take a look at the ones that we grouped together, okay, by putting them right beside each other. So ax, xb, the common term is x, therefore x comes outside. Now ax divided by x is simply a, xb divided by x is simply positive b. That's what we have. Now same thing goes here. We have y, so positive y, and then negative by divided by y is negative b, and then negative ya divided by positive y will be negative a. Now there's one more thing that you can factor out. Now you probably did it already. Take a look at the inside here. We can take the negative sign out. So why? Well, that's just the multiplication of negative 1. So we are basically factoring negative 1 outside. So when I take the negative 1, this becomes negative y, and then b plus a. Okay. If you're confused, simply put negative y, take it outside. Okay. If you have any common negative signs, you are also taking it outside. Now, remember, b plus a is simply a plus b. Therefore, this and this are the same. So we have a plus b and then x minus y. Okay, if you have this, you're good to go. However, some of you may say, Mr. O, I used a different pairing. So I will do the a again. So ax now minus by plus xb minus ya. Sure, you say, instead of having x and x common term, I found ax and minus ay common term, and minus by and plus xb as the common term, since b and b, a and a. Sure, that is fine. So put them right beside each other and see what happens. The question is, will I be getting the same answer? You are supposed to. Okay, so let's see. A and a are the same, so a comes outside. Now x minus y, hopefully you know why. Ax divided by a is x. Negative ya divided by a is negative y. Same thing goes here. B is the thing, so I will take negative b out, and then I have y minus x. Now, same thing occurs as before. X, y, y, x, opposite signs, right? X, y, y, x. Well, the signs inside are the same. The opposite sign means the sign of y is the opposite of sign of y here. So, having said that, we need to change the position of x and y in the second bracket, like this, and change the sign outside to the opposite, so it becomes positive. Okay, if this was positive, then this would have been negative. Okay, now once I have that, I have the same terms here, so it becomes, oopsie, x minus y, and then a plus b. So we do have the same answer, no matter which way you take. Okay, so it should be and it must be the same answer. Now, I will give you time, so pause your video and try B on your own. Okay, try B on your own. Okay, so let's take a look at B. We have AB plus 9 plus 3a plus 3b. Whoa, something be a bit weird, not like before, not clear like before. Okay, so we have ab plus 9 plus 3ab plus 3b. ab and 9 doesn't have any common thing. However, 3a has common thing with ab, so I'm going to group these two, whereas I'm going to group these two. So I have ab plus 3a, now plus 9 plus 3b. So if you take a look at ab and 3a, I basically have a as the common term, so a, now b plus 3. You should be now expert at this, why I'm having b plus 3 here. Now take a look at these two. I don't have b here, but I have 9 and 3, so 3, positive 3, is your greatest common factor of 9 and 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, 3b divided by 3 is positive b. Remember, this is simply b plus 3 as well. They are the same thing. So I have then b plus 3 as the common factor. The leftover will be a plus 3 in the brackets. Okay, if you have this, you are good to go. Okay, you are good to go. Now it's getting a bit long. But please bear with me. This is actually really important concept that you must know. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to try C and D on your own. So I want you to pause the video again. Okay, try C and D on your own. We're almost there. Okay. So I believe you have paused it and gave it a try. So let's give it a try. Now we have 4x squared plus 6xy plus 12y plus 8x. Now, some of you may say I can group these two since they have the x's, or you can say I can group these two since they have the y's, and these two have the x's only. It's totally up to you. Okay, in whichever way you group, as long as you do it properly, you will be having the same answer as everybody else, or at least with me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna group these two since they are just right beside each other, and these two. Okay. Now, take a look at 4x squared plus 6xy. Again, remember, go one at a time. Coefficient by coefficient. 4 and 6, the greatest common factor of 4 and 6 is 2. X and x, and I said the greatest common factor of the variable is always the smallest power, so it's x. This one doesn't have y, so GCF for this portion is done. Then 4 divided by 2 is 2. X squared divided by x is x. Positive 6 divided by 2 is positive 3. X and x will be done and gone. So whatever I have left is y here. Now 12y and 8y. Take a look at the 12 and 8. So the common factor of 12 and 8 is 4. Hopefully you see that. And I have 3y plus 2x. So again, 3y plus 2x is simply the same as 2x plus 3y. Therefore, I have 2x plus 3y and then 2x plus 4. If you are here, I will say you are 90% correct. Okay. The reason is, take a look at these two. 2 and 3, do I have anything as a common factor? No. X and y? No. However, I have 2x and 4. 2 and 4, there's a common factor again. So what you need to do is take the common factor of this to the very front, which is 2. Okay, and all you need to do is divide each by the common factor here. So x plus 2. Okay, then you are good to go. Okay, then you are good to go. Now, D is 4ab squared minus 12a squared b minus 3bc plus 9ac. Oh, sorry, before we move on to D, if you took a different path by pairing these inside the 2 and the outside 2, you should be getting the same answer here. Okay, if you're not, give it a try again and see whether you get that one. Okay, now D, same thing. I have AB squared, negative 12A squared B. I have minus 3BC and then plus 3AC, sorry, plus 9 AC. So these two have common terms. These two have common terms. So what I'm going to move on is I'm just going to pair these two and these two. Once I have that, I will be having 4 and negative 12. So 4 is the greatest factor of, common factor of 4 and 12. A and A squared, so it will be A. B squared and B, it will be B. Okay, always the lowest power for the variables. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. A divided by A is just 1. B squared divided by B is B. Negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. A squared divided by A is A. Now B divided by B is 1, so not writing anything. Same thing goes here. Now I have negative 3 and the positive 9. As I said, negative you see, just take it out, okay? If you see negative, just take negative out. Now, if I have negative 3 and 9, obviously it's going to be 3 that divides both, and that's the biggest. B and C, A and C, so the common is C, so I put C. I don't have anything in common, so we'll open the brackets. So 3 divided by 3, C divided by C is just 1. All I have left is B. Now, positive 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. Just be really careful with this process, okay? It's positive 9 divided by negative 3. A is not here, so stays inside, whereas C is already outside, so C is gone. All I have left, these two are the same. These two, they don't have any common factor here. So then it becomes B minus 3A, 4AB minus 3C. Okay? Now I'm going to stop here for now. And you are going to be wondering what's going to happen with the write an expression for the area of the shaded region in the factored form. This, give it a try. We're going to do this in class. Okay? So we are going to do that one in the class. Now, if you do not understand what's happening now, you should be watching the video all over again. Okay? Alright, thanks for watching. See ya.